Hey Jackie, how's it going? This is Rock coming at you with a VOD review. I said you asked me to take a look at your tank play as Diablo in this particular Dragon Shire match. So we will do so. We'll review kind of high level some of the mistakes and things that we should be doing, as well as maybe talking to, if this is your like 5-man squad, some ideas and thoughts on how to best improve your play. So first things first, Diablo in general does not actually want to fight a ton pre-7. So if you look at his talents, most of his survivability and talents don't come online until 7. So this particular one, you're going Soul Shield. I agree. You're into a Jaina that literally negates almost all of her damage if you can pop Soul Shield appropriately. So definitely a strong benefit there for you. Your Thrall just... oh, Thrall's going to live. You had a good save. Now you need to get out. So I was trying to say is that your level 7 talents tend to be where you get a lot of your value in healing as well as survivability. So if you go Spell Shield, I highly recommend going W build. It gives you the most survivability. You just killed yourself there by walking into the bush. It gives you the most survivability, as well as gives you the ability to take Fire Stomp, and so more hits on your W means more uptime on your Soul Shield, but also going full W build gives you a chance to get more healing. So this one here gives you more heals. This one here, every time you cast one of your abilities, you get a chance to get another overheal on it, and that'll be good. Obviously, you can't control SL, but obviously someone should be down here soaking. You missed an entire wave. And I see you're going there. And so this is one of the things that's hard in Storm League, is that you can catch a wave, right? So this is the definition of catching, right? Like it's already doing damage to your wall, and you're just trying to catch back up, right? You're not wave clear. I'm glad Grayman was able to get something done up there. That's cool. So right here, this is not the tank's job. So as a tank, you want to be anchoring and controlling vision and rotations. And so, like I said, Storm League is hard, but somebody on your team needs to be coming down here. You need to be pinging, screaming, yelling, or if you're in comms, like, hey guys, like, you guys need to come down here. That's a good idea. Yep, you got some damage into the towers there. Your KT unfortunately wasn't able to follow up. That was a pretty good flip. If he gets the CC there into the stuns of the tower, you get some good tower damage there. We hit level 4. We get our first survivability talent in W. So, you're taking a while to pick this talent. So one thing you can do, if you don't know, something that's really neat is you can favorite your talents for each of your builds. And once you favorite your talents, you actually can set a hotkey inside of your options menu. And so if you come into your hotkeys, you can actually pick under your favorites what you want to select. And so you can pick a talent to where when you click a button, it automatically picks the favorite for your talent. So if you come into your hero management, you have talent selection. And so when you come into talent selection, you can then pick in here quick talent select favorite. So you can make it to where it's not this really crazy complex string of numbers, and you can just pick a letter. And so when you level up, if you've already selected your favorite at the beginning of the game, you then can just push the button and it auto picks your talent. So what you can do is when you load in, especially on heroes like Diablo, you can look at their team and say, yep, this is a Spell Shield / Fire Breath game. And so you can then at level 1 come in and then click the little favorite talent or heart button on every single one and just go favorite, 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 favorite. And once you've picked all your favorites, you don't have to worry about your talents anymore. And then you just hit go. So that's another thing to think about. So now that KT is here bot, which again, KT isn't really the best for bot, looks like your team is exploiting top, which is good. I like pushing into the global. That's pretty good. So controlling vision. Obviously, we're getting Greymane to come on down and start hopefully catching this wave, actually clearing the wave. Where are we going? So following you around, making a rotation. That Hawk is a little overextended. He's kind of hard to kill. Both of these heroes are really hard to kill. And again, you're pre-7. So unless you're specifically have a wall bang or something that you can tackle, trying to get engages pre-7 is usually not beneficial for Diablo. But your team kind of in SL fashion is all over the place, right? You had 3 top just a second ago, and they're getting this really good push top, right? This building's almost dead, and now we have all 5 in the middle bottom. So again, part of it is Storm League things, part of it is teammates. That's a really good wallbang. Good job. I don't know if you do that on purpose, but always try to exploit these shadow charges that come over the wall, right? As long as you got your W out, you can get vision, and then you can get some really creative stuns over the wall or even escapes over the wall. It's really good. So we got a kill. Anytime we get a kill, especially pre-7, you really need to figure out what does the kill enable or what are we going to do with it? Because right now, you getting that kill, Dahaka is going to dig back to a lane instantly in 14 seconds. So what does this enable us to do? So what I always try and think of is what is the biggest, best thing to do where I'm at. And so since we just got a kill bot, we have a Giants pushing with bot, we want to support this push, right? They're down a player. We've got a 1v1 top, which Thrall is clearly winning. So these guys really don't need to be leaving. This is a let's push with this, right? Jaina by herself, especially with the tower changes, like, can die. Like, this should be support the camp, push, push, push. Because the key to Dragonshire, you just have to control one lane. There's 3 points that have to be perfectly controlled to get a dragon. You have to own top and bottom and middle to get the dragon. It should be nearly impossible for someone to get the dragon if both players have 5 alive. Because that means that if both teams are 5 versus 5, there should be someone here at a minimum to poke the dragon so that way they can't channel it. So if you can hold at least one of the shrines or the center, they will never get a dragon. So with that in mind, we have bottom, we have numbers up, we should be trying to siege the crap out of this because the player is dead, at least for 10 seconds until Dahaka can res. We haven't seen Falstead in a while. There's a good chance that Falstead is on the top camp. We haven't seen Tyrande in a while, so I'll cheat, use everyone's vision. And so, okay, they are bottom. So this would be a 4v3 bottom where we got the camp supporting it, right? So I still think that it is it's worth fighting and pushing and trying to support this camp, because if we don't support camps, they just die. So the camp is dead, right? Like, I'm not sure. Like, okay, let's back up. Does it actually look like you had a good engage there? So camp is dead. Okay, someone stepped up to the point, right? You can get some cheeky wall bangs off this angle here, this angle here. It's hard to get a wall bang here just because of where that push is. It doesn't always guarantee a push here. You see what I mean? Like, you got it, but it was at like the tail end. So you got it, you flipped, you did everything right, but your DPS isn't there to follow up. KT had stun available, but didn't stun first, so that's KT's fault. You should be stunning on your follow-up CC, so that way your Q always lands. Thrall bullied them off top. So if you guys are in comms, someone should be communicating about getting the dragon, because this is not your job. Like, the tank in the dragon isn't bad, because you don't have siege, but like, now you don't have kill pressure, you don't have engage, you don't have peels, right? Like, a lot of the features that the tank brings tends to be in dragon, when being you not in the dragon. So unless your team is planning to like super siege while you're in the dragon, right? Like this, Rhaegar's just dead. Oh, he lived. Okay. You got a tower. Good job attacking it from the south, right? You're only taking one tower's worth of shots instead of both towers worth of shots. They all came to you middle. Yep. A key thing about using the dragon, you typically want the percentage health to be equal to the percentage of time left. So every time you use your dragon, you want to make sure that you're kind of riding that line as far as effective usage. This isn't too bad, right? You've got, it's an early dragon, so you're not going to get a lot done. You shouldn't get a lot done. You got almost the whole wall here, and you got about 30 seconds left. You got about 20% HP. Honestly, not too bad. So you kick Tyrael away. You kick Tyrael technically onto KT. Thrall died top to the towers. That's going to happen. So, yeah. Alright. Let's see how we do once we start hitting 10s, right? So at this point, the rest of the game, KT overextended. I don't think you can do anything about this KT. Right, like KT's trying to hit stuff up here. KT gets stunned, and then he gets body blocked. Yep, there's nothing you can do. KT really shouldn't be there, and then you can see your team's kind of on two different pages. Right, you see Rhaegar's trying to do this camp, And KT could have very easily done the camp with him and been sneaky, but instead was trying to like siege or do something over here. So either way, again, you're putting him into tower range, which is good, right? He gets bonus damage on the towers. You just have to be careful not to die yourself. You actually are doing a pretty good job distracting. I don't know if they're going to see the Rhaegar. Hey, this is my favorite. You always want to look for that flip over the wall. Anytime you can flip someone over your own wall, it does a lot. Tyrael is actually really good, especially once he has Sword Hole at 13, at being really annoying to displacement heroes. So like Garrosh and Diablo typically get a lot of kills by displacement. Tyrael can throw his sword backwards and then run forward and backwards. Like he can run it forward and get thrown on purpose and then teleport backwards. So it's something you have to watch out for. Is watch that 13 talent on Tyrael to see which one he goes. So we got the camp. Let's try and support it. See, this is the thing that this is hard. So I agree. We are dropping soak. We are constantly dropping soak on this particular composition, and soak is worth a lot. In the same fashion, they've committed 3 people top to gank Thrall. Right? We have a camp pushing bottom. Push with the camp. Like, if the camp is not supported, like, the camp doesn't just I win and get you a free building, right? Like, most of the time, the camp itself is beefy, and the beefiness enables the push from your heroes as well as the wave. The wave actually does bonus damage to turrets and buildings. So if you can keep your wave alive, you're going to do so much more damage in your pushes. So as desperately as this soak is needed, this is probably the, like, hey, Thrall's dead, buy time, let's knock down this wall. Let's at least get this wall done. Because they are super undernumbered. And with the way the current game is built, tower diving is in your favor. And so, yes, you catch soak middle, but, like, we aren't going to be able to push too deep. So now both teams are 10s, right? We still get the building, looks like. But just something to think about when you engage is, like, don't split from your team too deeply. Okay, let's back up real quick. Does that look like you were kind of peeling with the APOC? So we had an attempt there. Obviously, he pops his buttons, he gets away. He gets a good tongue here. Like, our Greymane's a little bit overextended. Good cleanse from Rhaegar. Everyone's retreating. Right? So Falstad, I don't know if he's flown down. Looks like his Z is on cooldown, but Falstad's got a good flank here. He should probably just hit Gust right away. But the Jaina hits Ring on the KT. You get Judgmented. APOC manages to hit 2. You know, not too bad. You almost saved him. Oh, he did still have Ancestral. That's pretty late. So you died in his place. Okay, one more time. Let's look at that. Okay. So anytime you APOC, as much as you can use it kind of for peeling, you really want to make sure that APOC always hits 1 hero. As much as you would like it to hit 2 or 3, that's bonus. But every APOC should hit at least 1 hero. So when you're going here, right, so you need to choose if you're going to panic, quote-unquote, panic APOC, right? Because right now this team fight is 4v4 with Tyrael rotating down. You have to assume he's rotating down because he's not up here by Thrall, right? So this is most likely a 5v4 team fight. So which hero in this composition is the biggest threat to your team? So Falsta has Gust and can make sure that all of you die. Jaina has Burst still, right? She's thrown her ring. So if you can stop her Blizzard and stop her follow-up, her ring is not necessarily very deadly. And that's about it. Taranda's already used her stun. She's already used her ult, right? So, and again, what we're doing right now, kind of what you did, is we're focusing on peels. We're like, oh crap, can we kill something? Because right now, you guys are on the back foot. You've got low mana here on Rhaegar. You got quarter health. This is no position to where you can just try and get a kill, right? Like, we burned all of our buttons to not be shot under the tower. KT still has all of his buttons, but I don't know if he's in comms or not. So, like, in this position here, I see this Falstead, and I think, oh crap, he has Gust. So if I can APOC combo on top of this Falstad and stop the gust from happening, we get out. So you went on the Jaina, which is fine, because it's stopping the follow-up here, right? So you push Q, you pushed R, and honestly, like, you still got the Falstad. You still interrupted the Falstad. So you did the best you could. But I'm going to tell you the #1 problem I see right here. You didn't push Soul Shield. Soul Shield is a button tax, meaning that you have to actually consciously think about pushing Soul Shield. And so if you know that you're engaging, right, anytime you know you're going to go in and you're going to take damage, just push it. Right? As soon as you engage there, just push it. Because they're going to fight you. They're going to focus you. Right? At this point, you have 100 shields. This spell shield, 50%, you're going to get 75% magic reduction. Watch what's hitting you for damage, right? The Falstad Q, the Falstad W, the Jaina Blizzard, the Jaina Q. All of this damage that you're taking right now is spell damage. You would be taking 75% less damage. So you would be going from... So right here, as soon as you engage, 4,175. If you pop Spell Shield, right? You would be over 3,000 health. Regardless of if this APOC combo lands, you've got to use your survivability tool. You pop it now when there's no spell damage coming and it's way too late. Right? And you just get ran down. There's not really a lot you can do. So if you know, as Diablo, if you know you're going to die, the best chance to live, you were kind of doing it at there, is to spam your W's, because your W's is your healing. And so what you can do is you can actually purposefully charge and flip things to get more W spams out. So immediately you came back to the wave. This is not your job. Right? Yes, you need souls, but like you want to be able to catch the wave and control vision. You know that they're pushing bottom, so you're going to answer. You're engaging right now with not enough souls and no team support. Yeah, like there was a chance it would work out, but not enough. This engage is your fault. Like all of these deaths are your fault. So let's go back. Okay. Oh, you go back further than that. Okay. So right here, are these people over-positioned? The answer is yes, they are. Okay. What is my team doing? They're camping. I cannot engage here. Just flat out, I cannot. Right? Like, you can be scary. There's nothing wrong with showing up on this flank and scaring them off. But, like, the follow-up CC for your stuff is KT. So KT does have D up, but KT would have to DE through the minions and hit one of these heroes. And then, unfortunately, we charge the Tyrael, right? The only person that's really killable here is probably the Falstad. You got it there, right? And KT is trying to get in range, but doesn't ever actually E. So it's one of the things that's hard, is you're playing Diablo right now like a pick tank instead of an all-in tank. And so your damage structure, you have enough burst to make pick work, but you have to have the follow-up CC from KT. If KT's not following up on your CC, you cannot pick any of these heroes. Like, pick as in get a kill in under 3 seconds. So, you engage here, your flip happens, and we didn't get the follow-up CC. At this point, right here, I would disengage. Right? And you still have Spell Shield up. Feel free to pop Spell Shield as you run away. But do not continue this chase. We used all of our buttons. You have nothing. You are literally just a walking meat shield. Like, you're walking at them as they continue to poke you. And then by the time you pop Spell Shield, you are too low, and you're just going to get womboed. You actually got a lot of healing there from your W, right? Like, you threw one W out, and you hit all 3 heroes, and you went up quite a bit of health. But your team, quote unquote, overextended with you because you stepped forward, right? Like they're trying to follow up on you, regardless if they were correct or incorrect or whatever. Like we needed a perfect synchronization. It was a really risky engage, and we ended up getting punched. So, end up trade 1-for-1, which isn't bad, but it's not ideal when we're behind on the map and behind on XP. So, Thrall's doing a good job of getting top pushed out, which is nice. They've pretty much left Thrall to 1v1, which is what Thrall's really good at. So it's kind of convenient for your team. You guys have done a much better job at grabbing this hard camp between Rhaegar and Greymane, so that's really helpful for your team as well. Thrall gets his kill, but he's going to die. So anytime you see 3+ heroes rotating somewhere else on the map, that should be a clue in your mind that, like, hey, we can go do something, right? Like, if the Thrall's in comms with you, he should be screaming, there's 5 here, go push a building. There's 3 here, go invade a camp. There's 3 here, like, you know what I mean? Like, because if they're here, most of the time that means they can't be here. Or they can't defend here. Or they can't do the point, right? Like, they're eventually going to take top point. They have 3 people up there, and we're split. So they will get this point. We can take bottom for free. Just try and find your optimizations in what you can do. This bush here. Okay. So we started walking up there thinking that we can help him. He's dead. Okay. This bush here is good. This is a good bush. You are making sure that your team here pushing does not get flanked. That is good. Right? You don't want to be pushing up here with them because you can get flanked. So this is, you're doing your job there. That's what the tank's supposed to do, is to find those positions and ensure that they're safe. They're doing this camp. Where should I be? Right? I would be probably closer. I would want to be here. As much as I want to know if they're coming from mid, I want to be closer to answer if they did come this route. Right? Like, the Falstad sees, but wasn't able to do anything. You still controlling this triangle. Dahaka just dug bot. This is 100% a free Dahaka. 99.9% of the time, he dies here. Why? He just dug deep into enemy territory. There are 5 of you in range. Go kill him. This is a free Dahaka. Okay, now that we got our Dahaka kill, right? What do? We have Dragon. Let's play for Dragon, right? You got Greymane pushing up. Again, you're in the Dragon. It's not ideal, but, you know, I'll take it. I didn't say which hero on your team so far should be in the Dragon. That's my fault. Thrall probably is the ideal target to be in the Dragon. He has really poor siege. And when you're in the Dragon, you're probably not looking for big flank kills with his Earthquake or his Sunder. So that's probably the best target to be in the Dragon. That or KT, right? KT late game has really good sieging. Early game, he is not there yet, right? He kind of needs his 13, 16, and 20s to be really strong with sieging if Q build. He's currently going trait build, so yeah. So now that we got the Dragon, you're able to get a kill. We're going to trade 1-for-1. Oh, 2-for-1? 2-for-2. So they spent all this time hunting down your players. You got a building. A building for a 2-for-2. Ooh. Oh, Gust was used. I guess it's okay, right? We got our XP back. We're doing okay. It's a little awkward. Obviously, they didn't think they could get away from Tyrael because Tyrael is the very stat-sticky, annoying build. So you kind of have to choose to fight Tyrael or run away. So Thrall maybe gets away. Oh, they committed everything to him. So yes, they committed 5 top. Let's do other things. Let's get vision. They're pushing top. So this is an interesting question for you. So we know they don't have Gust. We maybe don't know how long they don't have Gust. But the question becomes, when is it worth to trade? Because they're pushing top. We've got 2 camps pushing bot. right? Like, Rhaegar's already on his way there, so it's kind of those things where you maybe have to follow your Storm League companions on the way up. But, like, I would actually be in favor of trading this bottom wall and bottom building for this top, right? They don't have a Greymane. They don't have an Illidan. They don't have folks that can siege as fast as you. You have the Greymane. You have the Rhaegar, right? I would be looking to just push bottom. I have 2 camps and 2 really good siegers. I would anchor this bush and tell them to siege, siege, siege. And at worst, you lose the building and you get half the damage here. Make those heads-up trades. Chasing them all the way down here, let's say you get 2 kills. Let's say you get 3 kills. This is already pushing, right? I would rather enable this push than trade for 3 kills. So let's see what happens. We get there. We messed up our APOC combo. And Greymane dies. Nope, Greymane doesn't die. Tyrael dies. Tyrael takes you with him. Nope. Dahaka dies. Tyrande dies. Alright, we killed 3 things. Right? They took a wall, and Falstead cleared this, and it did no damage. So it's not terrible. Like, we ended up ahead. They were overextended, and we punished them. Right? We'll go back and look at our APOC combo that missed real quick. Okay. So, in a perfect world, Greymane is walking in step with you and not dismounting and using his trait before he gets to the enemy. Right? So, like, he should be walking up here with you and engaging post APOC. Because once he shows, they know, oh crap, we have someone coming. Because Greymane wouldn't just run in by himself, right? They're not suicidal. So he shows first, and actually, Jaina catches you because he's trying to stop Greymane. He's not actually trying to hit you. They're trying to hit Greymane. You pop APOC and get caught, right? So, if possible, when you're doing an APOC combo, if you haven't practiced this in try mode, you can use R then Q. Like, obviously you've clicked it, but you can't push it right now. But you can specifically RQE to get people pushed and then flipped right into your combo. So as long as you can reach them with Q, your R is also in range. So you just want to make sure that when you push R, you're already in Q range. This one was kind of max range as it was, right? And then, well, show me your Q range? No, maybe if I go back a little bit more. Well, show me your Q range. No, it just shows me that you have it. Oh, there it was. Yeah, so you were in Q range at the very, very max range, right? Before your Q came out. So, unfortunate. But you made the best out of it, right? You pushed W, you Q'd in, you hit a wall bang, and you push W again. Look at all that healing you got. You're panicked, you're about to die, you flip someone. If you're, like I said, if you're about to die and you think you're gonna die, flip, push W again. Because you flip here, he's already dead. You get an unstop. You W again. Oh, you don't W again, you just walk away. There's the W, right? That's the whole thing. If you're going to die, Fire Stomp Diablo, do as much as you can to spam those Ws because it will heal you up. So, and then your team cleans up, right? They don't really have the ability to run away. So, 3 dead. What do you do? 14 seconds. If I was you, I would secure a dragon and paint the map blue. So I would make sure that Rhaegar or Greymane comes and helps this Thrall. Not both, one. Rhaegar or Greymane plus KT and you come down here and take this, 2. And then as soon as both of these are capped, I would send probably yourself bottom. Thrall here once he's done with the camp. or sorry, Greymane here once he's done with the camp, and Thrall in the DK. 14 seconds, you can do it all. We kind of did it. And then you got in the DK again. Thrall can kind of peel for you guys, but like Thrall is susceptible to gank. Thrall is susceptible to wind tunnel. Like, not that you aren't, but like you can do more to interrupt and be annoying. And Thrall can continue to be a siege master and be super punishing with the DK. So, all right, 18-17s. You don't always have to, but since you have a camp pushing top, you kind of want to be pushing bottom. So that way the camp has the hardest amount of resistance. People can't, like, you know, kind of drive by, come here, and then come down and defend. Like, they can't do both. And then on top of that, bottom lane tends to be the win condition lane because there's 3 camps that push through bottom. So you want to put as much pressure on bottom as you can, but in the same sense, you want to take advantage of what you can. Right now, I see 2 people that are in lane that are potentially gankable if you weren't in the DK. If Thrall was in the DK, right, he can stand here. He can threaten this, and then the 3 of you or the 4 of you can come down here and kill this bird. Or the 4 of you can come down here and at least force Tyrion's buttons as the dragon slowly walks down, and then you can support and push this lane. So, let's see what you guys do. You go mid. You kick away 1, we get mid. We cannot end here, it's 5v5. We start putting some damage on the building, we run away. Oh, we re-engage. Wait, what? Did Greymane see something I didn't see? Okay, I was watching your hero. Let's see what Greymane sees. Oh yeah, this fall stat's just really low. So he gets the free kill. He gets judgmented under the core. There's no cleanse available, but we ancestral him immediately. APOC is used. Let's go back to that APOC usage again. Okay. Trying to watch your buttons here. Okay. The judgment comes out. Is this your, that can't be your camera. There we go. Okay, you push APOC, and then you get tongued. So you weren't able to really combo, and then we're dying under the building. Right? So besides Greymane going ham, right? We got an advantage. We're up a level. We're gonna get to 20s first. They still have an answer top. Right? The first question, can we core 5v5 with what we have showing here? No, they have Gust. Right? Like, we should never be able to 5v5 here and be able to get core. Like, with you and the dragon, there's no way we get core. Can we open up this wall and start putting pressure bottom? Sure. There's like, but like, we don't have to go this way. Right? So building's secured. Everyone's retreating. Like, Greymane's just going ham, hitting whatever he can because he's trying to keep his, you know, stacks up. And the bird definitely overextends. He got the lucky ER onto the bird, so bird's dead. So at this point right here, you should be looking at Tyrande. This should be immediately RQ on Tyrande. Like, you're taking too long to hit this combo. You have buttons to push. Because by the time you actually try and do something, you get tongued by Dahaka. Like, your Q is down, so, like, obviously you can't do a bunch, but, like, right after this judgment, your Q's up. This should be RQE on Tyrande. Tyrande can't save herself. Right? And then even through the displacement, right, like, Thrall sunders. So, like, even if your stuff gets overlapped, that's okay, because you have a point and click. Your point and click can't be messed up. So instead of getting a double kill off of that play, we get pulled into the buildings, and then we end up losing 3. And again, we didn't pop our soul shield. Anytime we're going in, you've got to hit that button. So as soon as you think you're going in, you got to hit soul shield. Right? Like, you're taking tons of tower damage, and you're getting minus armored from this fort, or sorry, from this keep down here. So there's not a lot that, like, you're just taking tons of damage, but anytime we're going in, push the soul shield. So, a little bit of a throw. We didn't really need to fight super hard there. They have Tyrael, so they run us down. Yep, we're going to lose more. And then at this point, we're just trying to come back. So if we would have just walked away, we probably would have been 20 versus 18 3/4. Like, because of our feeds there, they're going to be able to get to 20s before we take the next fight. This is incredibly greedy. Okay, you backed up. Ganking the global is always good, because that means he can't dive in elsewhere to go get help.
Prepare yourself.
Or he can't support elsewhere. Okay, we just lose the level 20s. If they hit 20s, now they have 20 Judgment, 20 Gust. Okay. Let's take a look here, and then I think we'll be pretty much done. Because we should have been able to close this game out. So this is the level 20 upgraded Judgment. It can be from off screen. Okay, you're trying to peel. You use your Hellgate defensively, is what it looks like there.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The shrines will soon be.
Yeah, you use it defensively, which you can do, right? Like, that's a good idea to try and help your team get out. But again, like, that's not your job, right? You have a Rhaegar who has Cleanse. He has the big Ancestral Heal, right? Like, if I'm getting Judgment from halfway off screen, hopefully Rhaegar is able to help me get out. You're really the engage for the team. Like, your Thrall doesn't have the level 20 Sunder, so he's not like he can just engage every, like, 15 seconds when he decides that he wants to. So you being the primary engage, if you use your tools, you just become kind of not threatening, and they just, you know, run at your team. So the Gust pushed. The Gust actually saves Greymane most likely here, but poor Rhaegar is trying to save and dies for it, and then you die trying to get back. Yeah. So we just gave them 2 kills, and I think this is probably game. I think they just kind of start slowly chipping this game back. Like, the death timers matter now, right? Like, you guys before this were up a keep, up every building. You have all your buildings up, right? Like, let's take our advantage when we're ahead and not give them a chance to come back. Let's take that dragon. Let's go back down to bot and re-siege, or just jump out of the dragon, get 20s, and keep map control. Pocket deck bottom. I should be able to battle him on this 1v1. I don't think he wins the 1v1 anymore. Yeah, as I say, he doesn't win it anymore. We're just staggering deaths over and over again. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just watching your play. See if there's anything you can do differently here as we end the game. But this is pretty much already, to me, it's not always worth, like, super reviewing every single mistake once you've gone past effectively the first really big mistake. You guys have been quite ahead this game, and, like, this push here that ended up giving them 3 kills and putting the game back in balance, and then not respecting their level 20s in the mid ended up giving them more kills. We had no reason to be in the mid when we got everything pushed out. We've been doing really, really well. We didn't really run a 1-3-1, but we've been doing really well fighting them split, right? Like when they're together, specifically the level 20 Gust and level 20 Judgment, right? Like they have a lot of power spikes that can shut us down. So it's like, how do we keep them split? How do we take the fights that are favorable to us? So at this point, we're just trying our best to slow down the dragon. We really shouldn't be engaging on Dahaka. He has a lot of survivability, and he took the upgraded R, so he's really tanky and has lots of survivability. If you're looking at engaging, like, this Q is fine, right? Slow him down. This W is fine. This APOC is not fine, because you are not killing this target. If you were planning on kill this target, you needed to rip R earlier, so that way it guarantees that it stuns him within your stun combo. Because we used it before he dug, he just gets out for free, and then none of the targets that we wanted to engage on actually got hurt. And there's the Gust to save the team. Thrall's dead because he's trying to make a play down here, and we can't follow up on him. KT's got punted away. Oh, no, KT just rezzed. So Thrall engaged a little bit too early there. We shouldn't be engaging without our KT, right? So like after your engage here failed, the team should be calling out KT's up at 7. KT's up at 7. Poke, poke, poke. Give this building. Like this engage is too early, right? Wait for your KT. So right? Thrall blinks in to try and make a play happen, but there's nothing to do. Dahaka misses the tongue just barely, and the Thrall gets rooted and killed. Right? If we would have waited for the KT, we could have maybe done more. So we staggered another death. There's the Ancestral AoE to try and make a play happen. Judgmented and dead. Yeah. Dang, we throw this game. Alright, I'm not going to review any further. That's we're pretty much not playing together, and we're staggering deaths. So yeah, I think overall, I would say on your Diablo play, making sure to use your spell shield, making sure that every time you APOC, it's with purpose and not panic, and trying your best to make sure that your combos land up. Early game, if you're in comms, like if this is a group that's often playing together, your job as Diablo is never soak. Like you need souls, yes, but like you are not wave clear. Your hero has terrible wave clear. It's not like Tyrael when he's got AoE fire. It's not like Joe. It's not like Blaze. All of these heroes that have built-in wave clear in their kits. Diablo does not have wave clear. Diablo can catch a wave, right? Remember at the very beginning of the game when I said, oh yeah, you caught this wave because your team was doing other things. They were doing camps. They were being proactive. That's fine. Tanks can catch waves. Tanks should not be wave clearing, which you did in the next one. You stepped up into the wave and started clearing the wave. Tanks want to be anchoring and controlling vision. On this particular map, you want to be controlling this triangle. You want to make sure that you know where the enemy is. If you know where they are, that gives you decision-making power. You can make smarter choices if you're able to see what they're doing, and they can make decisions when you know what they're doing, right? You saw them coming top. You saw 3 of them pushing top, and your team rotated all the way up here and killed 3 of them, right? Vision is key. If you know that they're pushing, and they didn't know that you were here, right? Like if they knew you were here, they wouldn't push here. So keep vision control. That's the tank's job. But the thing is, you have to be able to be safe to do it. In this particular composition, there's not a ton of lockdown for you, right? Like the best CC that they have is Tyrande into Jaina Root or Tyrande into Tongue early game. So as much as Diablo isn't normally a good vision tank, you can be spamming your fire stomps in these bushes and most likely be able to find Tyrael or find Tyrande or find Jaina and be able to make a decision on should I be here or should I not be here, right? And so you want to be able to control vision and help your team. I don't think this game was terrible. Like I said, you guys were up 20, even at worst, 2019s, and had a really good opportunity to close out this game. And then this dragon push here ended up getting the building, but then we chased too far, gave them a level and a half in hero deaths, and then once they hit 20s, their team had a pretty big power spike, right? Like if we look at our 20s versus theirs, AoE Ancestral's good. Um, I don't necessarily know if Blink is always best on Thrall. Like it can help you gap close and help you get there, so it's pretty good. As I'm like, I don't think the impassable terrain would be good. It could be good. The impassable terrain could be good into the Tyrande and into the Jaina since they can't get away. Did the Jaina take the blink? No, Jaina didn't take the blink. So, since she didn't take the blink, the impassable terrain could at least secure kills on two of them, right? And then you could play for like a CD trade. So if like Thrall gets that big flank that he was doing, and he has the impassable terrain, like the only thing that saves them now is the Falstead Gust, and then the Falstead Gust is every 60 seconds, and then yours is every 30 seconds. So you could at least CD trade. As far as Diablo goes, I think Hellgate's one of the most playmaking abilities as well as the most survivability on the talent tier. Unless you're playing a specific wombo combo where you know you're going to get a kill every time you APOC. The APOC upgrade on 20 isn't very good. What else? I think the rest of your talents were fine. We can quickly take a look at some stats. So 6 deaths, not great, but not terrible. You didn't have 9 deaths. That's typically the first sign I look at is if Diablo has 9 deaths, that means that he's dying on cooldown. And every time you engage when you don't have full souls, you are not a real boy. You really want to make sure you're engaging and fighting when you have full souls. Obviously, if you die, you can come back to the team fight and cheat death and make they blew all your cooldowns on you, and you're able to come back in and still provide support and enable your team. Talent-wise, I think you picked all of the Firestorm talents. Yeah, that's pretty easy. So, overall, not bad. Just remember to watch where your DPS's positioning is, as well as remember that sometimes instead of peeling, the best engage is a counter engage. If they blow your buttons chasing that Greymane, right, like that Tyrael, let's see if we can quickly go back there. I don't know if we can get there fast enough. I think it's right here. Okay. So really quickly.
Choose a talent.
So do we need to show in lane? Right here. We're down 2 players. We don't need, we don't need to be in lane right here. Right, we got the camp, we have 20s. We would like to force our advantage, right? So we can go look for something. We looked for it. We're not going to get it. We looked for this guy. That's fine. We didn't get it, right? He gets away. Okay, once there's even talent tiers, right here, even talent tiers, we have no reason to fight down a player or be anywhere that's past the 50 neutral line, right? Like, there's no reason to be anywhere past this. We don't have control of this triangle, so we don't know if they're flanking us from the bot. We most likely know that they're here because they just took the camp. So at this point, both of us should be backing up and looking for them to answer this bottom camp, right? We need Thrall to spawn, and we should see who goes bottom. Because if they send more than one bottom, then we can send plenty to answer top. Or we should just be thinking about answering top in general. But being middle here and overextending is going to get us killed, right? Like, we're playing into their hand being this far forward. But is a Judgment by himself going to kill Greymane? He's going to try and run him down, but this is probably not going to kill Greymane by himself. So, what is going to kill Greymane? The follow-up. So instead of trying to peel, counter-engage. Put pressure on the people that can't run down. Right? Put pressure on these guys. Because Tyrael's blew all of his buttons. Tyrael can't do anything except for auto-attack and run him down. And if he's going to auto-attack and run him down, he's going to run him down whether you're there or not. So you pushing Tyrael doesn't do anything. You pushing away the Dahaka. You pushing away the follow-up, or even putting pressure on the follow-up, means that they have to choose. Do I go on this, or is Tyrande scream loud enough that they divert their attention to you? And then you have Spell Shield, which means that their damage is not very impactful. So sometimes a best peel is counter engage. So, just something to think about. All right. Thanks for submitting the replay. Hopefully that helps. I will catch you later, Jackie /Winrar.